Good evening, great souls. I hope I come to you once again in the name of the ever blessed spiritual masters and the order of other brothers. I do not come in my name. I come in the name of the ever blessed new manifestation. Join me today as we commune in attunement with the universal omnipresence. In our meditation, entering the silence to connect with the universal energy of God or the supreme architect or Allah or whatever name you may choose to call it, him or her. I stand here before you in blessed harmony that we commune in our torments with the God within. Meditation, also known as the art of entering the silence, is the art of stilling the mind, observing emptiness, attuning oneself to the nothingness within, which is one with the universe. Dissolving all forms of ego or identity, detaching from the world around us, and then attuning to the world within, also known as the kingdom of God. It is the art of becoming one with the mind. To partake of this meditation ceremony, there are certain basic rules that one must know. When you are in haste or under pressure, we don't perform meditation. When you are so much engulfed with material desires, we don't engage in meditation. Meditation is to bring in love. If you ain't ready to let go of these lesser evils of yourself, the meditation isn't ready or isn't prescribed for you. Now in this meditation, we are going to study to know how to control the mind. How to still the thoughts. And how to control the physical body. I'll give you the guidance, and then I shall practice with you. How to control the physical body. Listen carefully as we tread this path, and this will be the guiding principle that we shall use throughout this session of our meditation. Try to have a room where you can be alone and undisturbed. bed. Sit erect on a plain chair. That is a chair with a straight back, with the spinal column upright. That is to aid the spinal column to be erect. Do not try to control your thoughts during this exercise. Try to be perfectly quiet and physically still for from 10 to 20 minutes the first and second time you practice. Then increase from 15 to 30 minutes thereafter. Continue this practice 3 or 4 times each week during the months in which you practice this exercise until you can easily control your physical body. So over here, you can see me seated upon a straight back chair or a plain chair. Now in this exercise, we are trying to control our physical body. This is the step 1 to performing meditation. So try to be as still as you can and as relaxed as you can. Let there be no tension or pressure on any part of your body. Place your head erect upon your neck and your spinal cord erect with the chest a little bit bulged out. Try to sit still for at least 10 minutes. This is a short video. We are going to sit still for some few minutes. You shall realize that when you begin, you shall realize certain pains or certain itch around certain parts of your body, especially under your feet, on your heels, your knee, your waist, your back, your elbows, and even your neck, behind your neck. You shall find certain pressures and itch mounting over there. Don't be disturbed by them. In the early stages of trying to control your body, you shall find these things tempting. It is this itch around you is just the cells or the muscles flexing themselves up after long hours or years of extension or extensiveness of being crumbled up or stretched. In relaxing the body, all these cells of our bodies then gets to their relaxed states. Thus, re-assuming their origin to retake from there. So you actually experience certain itches. It is just your muscles flexing themselves up. 2. Due to our daily activities, our whole being is full of electricity, bear in mind. And in the electrical discharge and transit around our body, every cell, each and every cell, organ or system in our body is being fed with electrical charges. What happens is, because of most of our time, our walking positions, wherein we always constrict our backbone. Sometimes we walk like this. There are some people that walk like this. Our spinal positioning is very, very bad and horrible. Due to the spinal position, bear in mind, electrical currents are passed on through our nervous systems. Do you get it? So our nervous system is the electrical carrier around our body. Now what happens is, in our day-to-day activities, due to ignorance or negligence of our body's posture or framework, sometimes when we sit in our car, when we are seated at home, in our sofa, or whatever it is, due to the extent to which we have actually subjected our spine and our bone fracture, together with our bodily structure, to mispositionings, there isn't enough supply or there isn't enough discharge of electrons to these parts of our body, or electricity to these parts of our body. Most of the pains we encounter are due to inadequate supply of electricity to these parts of our body. So when we assume or when we try to actually practice the exercise of controlling the body, in relaxing the muscles or in relaxing each and every part of our body, we are relaxing the muscles. And in relaxing the muscles, we are allowing the inflow of this energy or electricity or prana to all of these cells, organs, and systems of our body, including our muscles. The reason why we find certain itches over there is because now certain cells are beginning to receive enough electron or electrical energy or electric supply to them. So they will react back by the itches that we find in our bodies. So those itches at the beginning of this exercise are sometimes or most of the times not so palatable, not so desirable, and it will make you feel restless and trying to snap out of the exercise. It is good that you felt it and you snapped out. At the beginning, sometimes it is difficult to be able to continue. So I always go by the 3-3-3, which is the basic or the foundational practice. So at least if you can't at all, try to focus on yourself, on your exercise, and try to sit still for at least 3 minutes. You shall be surprised and get to know that once you practice this exercise, straightening the backbone, sitting upright, relaxing all parts of your body, you shall realize that automatically your breath will begin to take a very default pattern, wherein your breath begins to become harmonious and organized. That it takes breath, the in-breath and out-breath becomes evenly paced. Should it be practiced and practiced well? So if you can go the 10 minutes, practice by starting with the 3 minutes, sitting still, just sitting still without moving your physical body, with your back erect. And then focus on the exercise you are doing. Focus is the command of the mind within ourselves. Wherever thought goes, energy follows. So should you focus anything, you're focusing energy towards that point. And you're also exposing larger pixels of the brain's or the mind's eye onto absorbing and concentrating and receiving impulses or messages, or receiving or sensing these parts of your body or the activity that you're doing. So once you focus your mind, you are exposing your mind to sense it or the activity you are undertaking. That's exposing a larger aspect of your brain or your mind's energy upon that thing. That's becoming more concentrated upon that thing. By so doing, impressing that thought or that experience or that sense that the mind senses upon itself. The more and more you do this, focus, because focus is what directs and drives energy. And as you focus on the exercise you're doing, having it in mind, I am practicing or performing this exercise to control my body. You aid yourself in being able to bring this body under control. This is the first step of meditation, that is to control the body. Once you're able to get to a time through consistent practice, bear in mind, through constant practice. In constant practice within spiritual exercises or within spiritual science is to be able to practice at least 3 or 4 times within a week. That is, should you practice 3 times within a week, then with the 4 weeks of a month, you should have been able to practice at least 12 times. Should you also practice 4 times within a week, then within the month of 4 weeks, 4 multiplied by 4, you should be able to practice 16 times. And we all know repetition is the law. Repetition is the law. In repeating, you gradually attune yourself to that vibrational sphere, frequency, or experience. And as you do this over time and you develop control over your physical body, you shall realize that you have now developed the willpower to even make certain decisions within yourself. Meditation is all about having control over the body. Bear in mind, the physical aspect of the mind is the brain, which is the conscious mind. So in being able to control the body, that is, you are also developing the capacity to control the brain or the mind. What are the benefits of this exercise? It helps you to make strict decisions in your life. It helps you to control your desires or your tastes. This exercise, if you are a person who is actually addicted to a way of life or a way of eating, it helps you to develop the capacity to even decide when and where you want to, even if your body is craving for it. Practicing this exercise also helps you to overcome all bodily tendencies. Tiredness can be cured with just this exercise. Now, with subsequent training of higher levels of meditations or higher exercises in meditation, which will stem from this, you shall have the control over your body and even be able to cure certain petty diseases within your body just by the use of the mind. I hope this exercise shall help you. We shall come again next week to continue on the second stage of our meditation ceremony. Bear in mind, meditation is an exercise. It is an art that must be practiced and mastered over time. It is not something you master in a day. It is said, practice makes perfect, but I say, perfect practice makes for perfection. Perfect practice makes for perfection. You can practice, but you may practice in the wrong, and you shall be perfected in the wrong. So perfect practice makes for perfection. Always have it in mind. That is why in spiritual exercise, and specifically with what we are discussing, meditation, repetition is the key. Consistency is the key. And that is how you grow and master the craft. That is why we call it a craft. Oh, great souls, sisters and brothers, in the spirits, in the attunement of the truth, I thank you all. We shall be continuing with how to control your thoughts. Let's have a blessed day. May the blessing be Baraka Basha.